All right, back now at 17 on set, and joining us this morning is local bankruptcy attorney Neil Schwartz to talk about credit, not babies, or maybe they go hand in hand. Good morning, happy Monday to you. Recent Credit Karma survey shows that 68% of Americans under the age of 30 make a major credit mistake before they turn 30. I can tell you, I was plenty guilty. By the time I was 20, I had like almost $10,000 in credit card debt and had to work my way out of that. It was a long process. It was horrific. Why do these mistakes happen?
People aren't aware of how much the minimum payments are on these credit cards and how to get rid of them and what they can really afford. I know in our household what we do is, for one, being married, we debate whether we can actually afford something. It's easier to make a decision when it's just one of you and you go out and say, you know what, I'd like this, I'm going to purchase it. If there's two of you, it makes it a little bit more difficult for you to go forward. And it's also a second opinion on, do we really have the money in our budget to do that? Do we really have it financed? And if we do purchase it on a credit card, how long is it going to take us to pay it off?
And part of this, I think, has to do with education of people and how much they actually know about how purchases can negatively impact your life. A lot of people think, swipe in the credit card and I'll just pay it off, whenever I get the money. But it's not that simple.
No, a lot of times people don't realize what it's going to cost them. So you buy something on a credit card and it's a discounted fee or a discounted amount. By the time you pay it off, it's actually not discounted at all and actually comes out to be even more expensive than you realized initially. Sometimes that savings that you think you're getting by a store credit card with 0%, by the time you pay it off, you're starting to pay into the 10 and 20 and 30% range on the interest rate. And you haven't gotten the discount you thought you were going to get originally anyway.
And if you do find a card or a deal with a 0% interest rate, it's important to know when that rate ends. Because oftentimes, I know that there was a card that I got when I was on my honeymoon, and it was 0% for 12 months. And at the end of that 12th month, the interest rate that kicked in, there was like an initial period of 6 months where it was like 30% before it comes back down to normal levels. It's kind of like their way of getting you back, right?
Right. What we usually do in circumstances like that is we'll actually put the money aside in our savings account. So this way, when that 12-month period's up, even at 11 months, we'll write the check and pay it all off. So we've gotten the benefit of gaining the interest in our savings account and not paying it on the credit card.
And then you still get the points and whatever if you have a points card or whatever. If you make a mistake, one of these credit fumbles as they call it, how do you back yourself out of it?
First thing you want to do is pay off the credit card. Once you've paid off the credit card, then you want to work to rebuild your credit. Two suggestions I always make is, one, a tank of gas a month and pay it off every month, or a gym membership. My preference is for the gym membership. The reason I like it is you don't have to physically have the credit card in your hand, so you're not there tempted to make an impulse purchase.
Interesting. The credit or the tank of gas one is an interesting one. I know that's something that we use in our household. We have a card specifically for Costco, right? And that's all we make is gas purchases and Costco purchases, and that's it. Tell me about why is it so important for young people to not make these mistakes? Because there are people like me, and I say I made a mistake, but then I found a way to build myself out of it. And sure, 7-8 years later, it may not physically be on my credit score, but it could still have lingering effects, right?
Right. One of the things is not just the credit score, but you're still digging yourself out of the hole. So with your income, you're dedicating 10, 20, sometimes 30% to digging out of this debt. That's going to take a hit on your future credit because you don't have the money set aside for that bump in the road when you have it. And we all have bumps in the road at some point.
Never know. Things happen, right?
Exactly.
You have a house, you have a baby. Never break your car window. That happened to me last week. All right, Neil, if you are in credit problems or you need to talk to somebody, there's Neil's information on the page right there, schwartzlaw.org, and his phone number as well. Congratulations to you on everything, and thanks for coming in this morning, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll be right back after this.